Welcome to episode number 4 on my Anayas Credit Boost Experience podcast. For those who join my podcast, congratulations. For those who didn't, you still have time. You still have time. There's gonna be an ongoing podcast when I'm gonna be, putting things out there of how to fix your credit, boost your credit, repay your credit, rebuild your credit. You know, not only that, it has to do about financing too. There's gonna be a little, uh, discussions about financing, about banking, and things like that. Important things that you have to learn about banking that it has to, you know, you have to learn it, in order to fix your credit better, to boost that credit faster and better. So right now I'm on episode number 4. Again, congratulations on those who joined my podcast. And now I'm gonna continue episode number 4. So just relax, make sure you have a pen and a notebook where you can write the important things that you have to write for you can get started on the process to start repairing, fixing, and rebuilding your credit. So here it goes. Tip number 9. Tip number 9. Practice safe banking, safe computing, and safe business practices to stay safe from identity theft, which that's what we discussed on the episode number 3. You know, that was the last video about identity theft. Well, I'm gonna continue, because it's very important nowadays, to make sure that you're secured, especially in your bank or with your credit cards and things like that. So to stay safe from identity theft, always follow safe banking financial practices. Keep account numbers and PIN numbers safe. Cover your account and PIN numbers when using debit at the store, and refuse to give your PIN number to anyone. Avoid writing down your PIN and account numbers. You never know when this information could fall into the wrong hands. Only do business with business you trust. Number 3, if you get applications from credit cards in the mail, they are pre-approved. Rip up the applications and enclose letters before discarding them. No, this is not paranoia. Identity thieves sometimes go through garbage in order to find these forms so that they can fill them out and steal your identity. If you use a computer, install a good firewall, antivirus protection system, and update it regularly. Better yet, take a course in safe computing at your local college and community center. You will learn many good tips for keeping your information safe while you are online. And then number 5, never buy anything online from a company you do not trust, from a company that does not have encrypted technology and a good privacy policy. Number 6, even with all computer precautions, avoid providing private information through email or your computer. Be especially cautious if you get an email from your bank asking you for to verify your information by clicking on a link. This is a popular scam that comes not from your bank but from criminals posing as your bank. Ignore the email and phone your bank about the message. Number 7, Be worried about unsolicited emails, phone calls, or mail advertisements. More, most of all, from legitimate companies, but there are companies who promise you a credit card over the telephone, only to charge you existing credit card without sending you anything. Similarly, letters will sometimes promise you specific items or services. Once you send in your credit card information, usually to post office box, you hear no more from the company. If you need or want to buy something from a company, be sure to check the company's standing with the Better Business Bureau first. Send money or instead a check which had your account number with your account number or your credit card information. If you do use a credit card, report any unusual charges or any payments you made for a product that did not arrive to the credit card company. In some cases, they can stop payment or refund your money, as well as take steps to keep your credit card number safe. Be worried of others that seem too good to be true. If you get an offer for a $10 million check for which you need to put down 5,000 as a sign of good faith, if you get an offer like that, free state of the art computer, if you provide your account information, take a deep breath and consider before sending in your money and your information. Offers that are too good to be true always are. Scam artists often rely on your behalf, your belief in others, and your trust to make money. They depend on the fact that you will be excited about a product or service that you will throw good judgment out the window. Prove them wrong. When faced with an offer that seems too good to be true, do some research on the web through the Better Business Bureau or ask the person making the offer some questions. Never take someone up on an offer that you have been given unsolicited unless the company and the offer both check out. Number nine, read the fine print. Some services or companies will have a tiny print in their contract or agreement that allows them to charge you extra hidden fees or that allows them to retract certain offers. If you get an offer through an email or the mail, make it a habit to read the fine print. Number 10, be alert for certain disruptions. Disruptions in your mail service. If you do not get mail from some time, contact your post office and ask whether your address was recently submitted for a change of address or service. It sounds strange, but it's true. One way the criminals steal identities is to change your address as the local post office. They redirect your mail to a post office box number and steal your mail looking for personal information such as bank statements, pre approved credit card applications, and other pieces of mail they can use to steal your identity. They use the information to propose as you post as you with lenders and run up huge charges in your name. Simply keeping an eye out on your mail can help you keep your credit score safe. All right, guys. So I'm gonna show you a video of the things The 5 security tips from a hacker. From a hacker. All right. So at this point, I'm setting up the video for you guys. Just wait a second. As soon as the video is loaded, I will put it out there for you guys. So there you have it, guys. That was an interesting video. For those that never watched a video like that, well, he was a hack. He's a hacker. Was a hacker, and he's basically telling you the truth, guys. Especially if you're in Facebook a lot or Twitter and others, make sure you have second authorization. From your phone to your computer. Two ways to get in, not only one, because that's how they hack you even faster. So make sure you have two ways to sign in to your social media platform. All right. And I hope you enjoy the video. So now let's continue. So we go to tip number 10. Tip number 10, check your credit score regularly. Check your credit score regularly. All right. You are more likely to notice problems and inconsistencies if you check your credit score on a regular basis, at least once a year, preferably 3 times a year. Be sure to check your credit ratings with each credit bureaus too. If you notice anything odd or anything you don't recognize, such as charge accounts you did not open, report it immediately. Sometimes these errors are caused by mistakes made at the credit bureaus, but they could be an indication that someone is using your identity. In either case, such mistakes could hurt your credit score. Fixing your errors improves your credit score. Again, fixing your errors improves your credit score. What I do, I check my credit score every 45 days, you know, every 45 days with a software system called Credit Versio. Credit Versio, helps you check all your three credit scores every 45 days. You could check it every day if you want, but I check it every 45 days because every 45 days is when you see the changes on your three credit reports. All right. So let's continue. Now, if you think you have been the victim of identity theft, take action at once. Contact the three major credit bureaus and ask to speak to the fraud department. Explain that you have been the victim of identity theft or believe you may have been, and ask that an alert be placed in your file. This will let anyone looking at your report know that you may have been the victim of fraud. It will also mean that you will be alerted anytime a lender asks to look at your file. Each time a lender does not look at your file, it may be indication that identity thieves are trying to open a new account in your name. Okay? When the lender sees that the person applying is not you, they will deny the thieves credit, and in most cases, the criminals will stop trying to access your identity. Most alerts are your file lasts 90 to 180 days, but you can extend this period to several years by asking the credit agencies for an extension of the fraud alert in writing. In some states, you can even ask for a freeze to be placed on your credit score and credit report, which will prevent anyone but yourself and those creditors you already have from accessing your file. Any lenders the thieves contact to set up a new account will be refused access, and thieves will not be able to get any more money in your name. You are entitled to a free copy of your credit report if you have been the victim of identity theft. Be sure to take advantage of this offer so that you can check exactly how your credit has been affected, disputing those items that are not yours. Number two, call the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, at 1-877-438-4338. Again, call the Federal Trade Commission at 1-877-438-4338. This is the special hotline that the FTC has set up to help consumers deal with fraud and identity theft. You will be able to get up to date information about your rights and advice as to what you can do to improve your credit score and keep it safe in the future. What I do, I have Credit Versio software that not only checks your credit reports, all three of them, it checks your credit scores, it also protects you from identity theft. That's why Credit Versio is so unique, and it's also the software is free. You just have to pay for the services that I just said. You know, you have to pay, one-time fee, uh, a monthly fee actually of I think it's 19.99 a month for to get your credit scores, to get your three credit reports every single month. All right, and also to have identity theft protection also. Okay, so Credit Versio does those things, all right, for you. So it protects you from identity thieves, you know, especially on your credit cards and on your banking and so on and so on. You know, so you have a protection of it monitors your credit, and your credit status, your credit cards and things like that, and protects you from people, that can steal your identity. All right, that's what Credit Versio does too. All right, so contact the police. You know, that's the third thing that you could do. Contact the police. Identity theft is a crime, and you need to file a police report. Be sure to keep a copy of this report so that you can help the police potentially catch the criminals responsible. Contacting the police will also give you paper trail and proof that a crime has been committed. Keeping a paper trail of the crime and your responsible response will make it easier for you to repair your credit if it has been damaged by identity thieves. Number four, contact your creditors of any creditors that the identity thieves have opened an account with. Ask to speak to the security department and pres- explain what happened. You may need to have your accounts closed or at least your passwords changed to protect yourself. You may need to fill out a fraud affidavit to state that a crime has been committed. Be sure to keep a copy of this form for your records. The security team of the creditors should be able to advise you as to what you can do. Be sure not Be sure to note down who you contacted and when, so that you have records of the steps you have taken to deal with the crime. If you have been a victim of identity theft and you are deeply in debt to creditors you never contacted, you will not be held responsible for the charges, but you will have to prove that you have been the victim of identity theft, which is tricky since the thieves are using your name and claiming to be you. It's frustrating experience because lenders will want to be paid and you will want to avoid paying for charges you did not run up that were not yours. Being persistent and keeping good proof that you have been a victim of a crime will help to clear your credit score. In the meantime, however, you will be faced with a much lower credit rating than you deserve, and you may have to put off large purchases that may require a loan. So avoid common credit mistakes. There are a few things that people do without realizing it that have a bad effect on their credit score. Follow these tips to avoid the common traps that can sink your credit risk rating. So now I want you to make sure you have a pen and your notebook ready for I can show you the next video of how your credit score for free. How to check your credit score for free. Well, there you go, guys. That's how you could get your three credit scores from Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, and all those. So you could get your Equifax, your Experian, your TransUnion on all these three different sites that he said for free, guys. So if you paying to get your credit score, don't bother, guys. Don't bother paying the one that they give you the free trial, and next thing you know, next month, if you don't cancel it, you have to pay $39.99 every month or $29.99 every month, and all that money adds up, guys. So I hope you wrote down whatever it said on the video. You know, just go to those sites and you could get your credit scores for free, especially your FICO, which is more important than your advantage. You know, so in this Discover, you know, scorecard, you go there. You could Google that word, those three words, Discover scorecard, and you get your FICO score for free. And you also could get your report, your credit report, for free of what you have, on your creditors there too. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm running out of time. Let me continue. So now you got tip number three. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. It was very informative. Now you got your three credit report, your credit scores actually. I showed you earlier how to get your three credit reports, which is annualcredit report.com. You go there and you get all three credit reports, or you could go to creditversio.com and you can, register to the credit monitoring software where you can get all your three credit scores and your three credit reports for a small monthly fee. But you can also repair, fix, and rebuild your credit inside the software. So basically, Creditversary will be your portal to fix, repair, and fix your credit. All right, guys. So tip number 11: be aware of debts and credit you don't use. It is easy today to apply for a store credit card that you forget all about in 3 years. But that account will remain on your credit report and affect your credit score as long as it is open. Having credit lines and credit cards you don't need makes you seem like a worse credit risk because you run the risk of overextending your credit. Also, having lots of accounts you don't use increase the odds that you will forget about an old account and stop making payments on it, resulting in lower credit score. Keep only your used accounts and make sure that all other accounts are closed. Having fewer accounts will make it easier for you to keep track of your debts and will increase the chances of you having a good credit score. So, the most important thing you should have is at least three revolving credit cards and one personal loan. If you have those four things, your credit score, even if you don't have no credit at all, let's say you had no credit and you applied for your first credit card. Boom, you got it. It doesn't matter what the amount is, a $300 credit card. Boom, you got it. And you go and you spend it on gas. You spend like $30 on gas. Make sure that you write down the exact date that you got that credit card, right? And before and 10 days before the exact date that you got your credit card, pay the $36 for you can see that now you just build credit with only one credit card. You probably built a credit score of 550 to 600 points with only one credit card. So now you do the same process again for 45 days, you know. As soon as you get that credit score, you apply for another credit card, right? Let's say you get approved, now a little bit higher, $500 credit card. You do the same process. You go shop on it. Make sure you don't spend more than $100. You know, make sure you spend at least what you can afford to pay back. Okay. So let's say, for example, you spend $50 on that card, right? You write down the date that you got that card, the exact date. So before the month ends on that exact date, you know, 10 days before or even earlier, make sure you pay the money that you spend on the credit card. If you spend $50 on the credit card, you make sure you pay it before you get the bill. In other words, pay it online and watch your credit score will go up again. And then you continue. Wait 45 days again. Wait till your credit score goes up. Apply for the third card. Then you got three cards. Do the same process. You got three cards. Now you got three cards. Now your credit score is probably 650 to 700 if you paying them on time, all three of them on time, every single month. And in 6 months, your credit score will be about 700 to 720 to 750. That's if you pay everything on time on the statement date every single month before the due date. All right, guys. Then your credit score goes up 720. Now you could apply for a personal loan if you want to. You don't have to, you know. Just those three credit cards, you know, will start boosting up your credit. So in reality, that's 35% of your credit utilization. Make sure that your credit utilization is less than 30%, you know. That way your credit score could go up higher too. Okay. Uh Another way is make sure you automate your payments, your monthly minimum payments of your credit card. Those are the payments that you have to pay automatically every month after, on the due date. But if you automate them 10 days before the due date, guess what? Your credit score goes up again. And then, let's say, for example, you get paid every week, you start paying those credit cards, you know, you already have the automatic payments on your credit cards. Automatically your credit score goes up. But then if you pay extra, you know, after you finish paying the automatic payments, if you want to pay a little bit more, it's even better. Your credit score goes up even more. So again, make sure that you realize that when you close an account, the record of the closed account remains on your credit report and can affect your credit score for a while. In fact, closing unused credit accounts may actually cause your credit score to go down, to drop down in a short term, as you will have higher credit balance spread out over a smaller overall credit account base. For example, if your unused accounts amounted to $2,000 and you owe 1,000 on accounts that you have now, Let's say on two credit cards that total $2,000. You have gone from using one fourth of your credit, $1,000 owed on a possible 4,000 you could have borrowed, to using one half of your credit. You owe 1,000 from a possible 2,000. This will actually cause your credit risk ratings to drop. In the long term, though, not having extra temptation to charge and not having credit you don't need can work for you. So what I want you to do now, guys, is watch this video on credit virtual coaching 101. Let me set it up for you. Set it up for you here. Wait a second. So there you have it, guys. I explained that to you earlier, and now it was in more details via video. If you have any questions on this, video, after this episode ends, I'm gonna be live for a couple of minutes for anybody that has questions on the videos and also on the topic of banking practices that was the episode about. All right. So if you have any questions on anything that you saw that you want to learn, just leave me the questions out there. All right. Leave me a comment wherever you see this video. Again, let's continue to the last tip for today. Tip number 12. Tip number 12. Be careful of inquiries on your credit report. Every time that someone looks at your credit report, the inquiry is noted. If you have lots of inquiries on your report, it may appear that you are shopping for several loans at once, or that you have been rejected by lenders. Both make you appear poor credit risk and may affect your credit score. This means that you should be careful about who looks at your credit report. If you are shopping for a loan, shop around within a short period of time, since inquiries made within a few days of each other will generally be lumped together and counted as one inquiry. You can also cut down on the number of inquiries on the account by approaching lenders you have already researched and may be interested in doing business with. By researching first and approaching second, you will likely have only a few lenders assessing your credit report at the same time, which can help save your credit score. Tip number 13, be careful of online loan rate comparisons. Online loan rate comparisons are easy to get. Type in some personal information and you can get a quote on your car loan, personal loan, student loan, mortgage loan in seconds. This is a free and convenient, leading many people to compare several companies at once in order to make sure that they get the best deal possible. The problem is that since online quotes are fairly recent phenomenon, credit bureaus count each such quote estimate as an inquiry. This means that if you compare to many companies online by asking for a quote, your credit score will fall due to many inquiries. This does not mean that you should seek online quotes for loans at all. In fact, online loan quotes are great resources that can help you get the very best rates on your next loan. What this information does mean, however, is that you should research companies and narrow down possible lenders to just a few before making inquiries. This will help ensure that the number of inquiries on your credit report is small and your credit rating will stay in good shape. All right. Another way that you can do this is do not, if you have your three credit cards already and you have a good steady credit score of 700, 720 already, your goal is to continue paying down these credit cards and paying them on time, and your score will continue to go up. As your scores are going up and you're paying on time, you could always call the three credit card companies that you have and ask them for a credit line increase. When you ask them for a credit line increase, your credit score will start to go up by the next month or two. All right. You don't have to get a fourth credit card in order for your credit score to go up. All you have to do is just call your three your credit card companies that you paying the credit cards on, and you tell them that you want a credit increase, and they'll gladly you. If you're a good payee and you paying them on time, you will definitely will get that credit line increase, and your credit score will go up again, higher than what it is. You know, higher than 720, probably 750, 780, depending. You don't need to get a whole bunch of credit cards to do this, guys. Now, This is gonna be the last and final video of episode number 4 of my Anayas Credit Experience Boost podcast. All right, this is gonna be the last video. The next topic, basically the next tip, which is gonna be tip number 14, is gonna be for episode number 5. And the title, the topic that we're gonna discuss actually is called "Don't make the mistake of thinking that you only have one credit report." All right, guys, that's gonna be the topic for next week, Monday night at 8 p.m. Again, thank you for tuning in to my Anayas Credit Experience Boost podcast. All right, hopefully you learn how to protect your identity via the videos that you seen, and you start taking action on the tips that you can do to protect your identity, you know, towards the thieves that can take your identity away from you, and rip you off of your money. All right, hopefully you can write down these tips that you seen on this lesson, and you know take action, especially through Facebook. There's a lot of hacking there, so make sure you have authorized Facebook twice. Two two ways to get into your Facebook, not only one, because that's how they hack you even faster. you know Make sure it's through your computer, and then the final one through your cell phone with a code. They'll give you a code, and it's you're the only one that's gonna have that code, and that's the only way that you could get in. And if you don't put that code in, you ain't gonna get in yourself, which is good. You know, so make sure you do that. It's very important that you do. And again, on the banking, make sure that you have separate passwords when it comes to banking, like different password for your credit card, online banking, different password for your banking, for your bank's online banking, and so on and so on. That's what I meant. So now, if you have any questions after you finish watching this video, please leave them on the comment section, you know, on the chat live section. All right. If I don't have time to answer all of them, please make sure you leave an email and your name at least, for I can send you, if I could answer the questions that you send me, you know, via the live stream that you've seen. All right, guys. So enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy this session. And next week will be episode number 5. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you only have one credit report. All right. That's going to be the topic. So this is the final. Again, thank you very, very much for those guys and ladies and gentlemen that tuned in. Thank you very much, guys. Please share with 3 of your friends and family. The difference between APR and interest rate, guys. Watch this video. It's very important that you do. Video, guys, that explains to you the difference between APR and interest rate. different, basically you can say compound interest that, that the banks charge when you get a loan, and the credit cards charge when you get a credit card. All right, guys. So each one of them, each of them is basically interest that they charge you on your loan or on your credit card. It's plain and simple. Just making it plain and simple for you guys. You know, uh, basically compound interest. In other words, the money, whatever loan you took, you're most of the time paying the amount of the loan plus the principal plus the interest. So basically, when you finish with a for example, a $10,000 loan, you're probably gonna pay an extra 3,000 to 5,000 extra to the loan company for the interest, right? And the way to combat that is to accelerate the loan. That way, if you accelerate the loan, you pay that interest. All right. I have done it before and it works. Okay, so I hope you enjoy episode number 4. And next week, Monday night, 8 p.m., tune in for episode number 5 on Anaya Credit Boost Experience Podcast. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you only have one credit report. That's going to be the topic for next week, Monday night at 8 p.m. Again, if you have any questions, as soon as the timer starts, that's when I'm going to start answering the questions. If I miss your questions, please make sure you leave the email where I can get in contact you with the question you asked me. All right? This is almost about to end. For it, I want you to watch this video.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Carlos and I am the founder of ICL Financial Fitness and also the creator of the 101 Simple Credit Awareness Booth tutorials course that you need to get. To get your access to our 101 Simple Facts Fixes to Boosting Your Credit Score tutorials for less than credit repair agency that is going to charge you $500 or more just to repay your credit. Alright guys, what I want you to do is listen to this video where you can see what's going on with these huge credit repair companies that are ripping people off.
All right, guys, when I want you to watch the video, please very good attention on watching this video. Okay, guys, wait a minute here. Set it view, and this is gonna be. I'm gonna put the timer for you can ask any questions that you may have. Okay.
Act of 1970. Its goal to ensure honest and accurate credit reporting for all, and to make it easy to fix your credit when the need arises. But fixing your credit turned out to be not so easy. Confusing credit reports, secretive credit bureaus, barriers around every corner has made fixing your own credit anything but easy and fair. And then big credit repair corporations begin to capitalize on people's damaged credit and broken spirit. With their never ending monthly fees and false promises, people wonder if they do more harm than good. Like many times throughout history, it was up to the people to empower themselves and one another. Among those leading the charge is Supreme Essence and the members of Credit Warriors. The group's motto of each one, teach one has propelled it to over a half a million members, dedicated to achieving excellent credit and helping others do the same. Today, Supreme once again leads the charge by presenting the most powerful and easy to use credit repair software ever created. It doesn't belong to the big credit repair corporations, it belongs to you, the members of Credit Warriors. Introducing Credit Versio. So, and I want to start this short demonstration video by giving you some very encouraging news if your goal is to fix your credit and increase your credit score. For perhaps the first time ever, fixing your own credit is simple, it's fast, and it's cheap. And the reason why I said for the first time ever is because fixing your credit has always been really challenging. In this video, I'll introduce you to Credit Versio, the most advanced and easy to use do-it-yourself credit repair system ever created. Don't need a credit repair company, you can easily do everything yourself. Let's get started. When you log in, you'll see your dashboard. I've already gone through the sign-up process. That took me less than 60 seconds, and I linked my 3-bureau credit report, which did not put an inquiry on my credit report. In just a few seconds, Credit Versio imported and analyzed everything on my credit report. We're only going to focus on two sections. Scores from all three credit bureaus. You'll see TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and below that, the date of the credit report. Below are my 1 highest deposit credit from each credit bureau, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. These are the accounts that are helping your credit score. At the bottom is the negative credit. These are the accounts that are hurting your score. Nearly everyone who tries fixing their own credit runs into three challenges. In this demo, I'll show you what those three challenges are, and Credit eliminates all of them. The first challenge was already solved, and you can see it on this homepage. Getting your 3-bureau credit negative bar on all three credit bureaus takes time, and credit bureau might challenge you. Credit Versio needs to get your credit report and see what it's not like. Also, negative accounts. You don't have to scroll through every credit report and every account. It's already been completely organized for you right here. Now that you can see the negative accounts, let me show you how easy it is to create your examples. Click Create Example here. It asks me to select credit bureau to begin. Is either Equifax or TransUnion. Credit Versio automatically pulled out all of my negative accounts on TransUnion, and here they are. I can tell they're negative by the status. And to make it easy, negative accounts are red right here. I can see my negative accounts here. On the red is where your negative accounts are bankruptcy. And below that are your negative accounts. Credit Versio's negative accounts straight through this one. Now you can choose from any of these challenges. Now here's the second challenge, facing accusatory credit disputes. What do you say to a dispute? What's the most effective way to dispute these accounts? Credit Versio's artificial intelligence is the credit repair expert, and it can understand why the account is hurting your credit. When I click this plus button, it shows me where the damage is in red. On the Synchrony credit card, I was 30 days late 3 times, 60 days late once. It's currently past due for the past $20 for $49. Let's look at the auto loan. I have 2 30-day late payments, 2 60-day late payments, and 2 90-day late payments. It's a collection charge-off, which is an auto loan exception. You can see my past balance there. The collection account, the word collection is in red. There's no such thing as a positive collection in any account. It has a zero balance. It's still getting the same amount of damage. Because Credit Versio knows how each of you is hurting your credit score, it can create disputes based on the log and what works. Let me show you how fast and easy this is. I've got 8 items selected. Now I'm going to click Next. First, you know, I have this account. It's a credit card account. I have late fees, and it's going to automatically sit back at the social savings. It's going to challenge the late fee history of your four creditors on all of the payments. Now, if you want to choose another option, you can click the drop down menu, which displays it right here. If you want to write notes or use the lower fee schedule that you like, you can click customize. I'm going to let credit risk go a little more, so I'll go with the suggested result. See how fast that was? It doesn't matter if you have four accounts or four accounts and multiple fees. In just a few seconds, you can each escape. Let's finish the transfer by clicking the finish button. Now get this notification. Great job. This new letter has been mailed to you, so I can print it and mail it to TransUnion. And yes, I said mail. You don't want to dispute it. You don't want to return it in dispute because that makes perfect sense. There's no paper trail with the digitally displayed spending. All is written with paper responsibility. Now from here, you will click experience, and then after finishing experience, you do the same with Equifax. To keep this demonstration short, we'll just do TransUnion for now so I can show you the dispute letter. Then click the fast forward to the next button so I can show you the results of these disputes. I've got a delinquent account with a dispute letter. Dispute letter is equal. It's got the information at the top. Right, you have my personal information here. Here's your policy. All the delinquent information is here. It identifies each year the account number and how the account has performed. And the dispute reason right here. Dispute reason should always go short into the letter. This letter in an envelope and control point. Now let's fast forward to the next button and see the results of the dispute letter we just created. Now we fast forward and look. The credit risk report application applies my new credit card. And here's my updated scores for TransUnion, Xperi, and Equifax. Most specifically, my new credit report. It outlines my scores for since the last credit report, which was all back in 2019. It's a very impressive increase in score. I'm happy with that. Here you'll notice I have accounts that have either been deleted or repaired. These are accounts that I disputed. They were not deleted or repaired. They're still in the negative section. This is very common. Most deletions usually occur with the first dispute letter. And this is the third and biggest challenge that stops people from fixing their own credit. Now, that first dispute letter doesn't result in a deletion. You're also able to have a plan for what to do next, meaning fixing your credit is like a chess match. The first dispute letter is your first goal. The creditors make their first move by sending a letter that says the account you disputed was verified and reported accurately, meaning that you don't have to have a payment report, but you still have to invoice them. If 100% accounts that were disputed last month and not deleted, it knows it's time for you to make your second move and it prepares those accounts for a second dispute letter. Anytime you dispute an account, the law says they're supposed to complete a reasonable investigation. Give the creditor do that investigation. It's very unlikely that they will. The credit risk union knows this and will suggest your next dispute fast off. Just like last time, you can click Create Dispute Letter. We're filling out one negative account left in TransUnion, so let's go to Experian. Here are all the negative accounts that were filed after the first dispute. You'll notice they all say round 1 health. Each dispute letter you send to the creditor shows round 1 says this account status is round account dispute. Now that we have the results in from the round 1 dispute letter, the next move is to send a round 2 dispute letter. You can select all of these and click next. And just like before, that multi-item series will start with the result outline. Credit Risk Union notices accounts are ready for round 2 dispute. Now you can suggest these and carefully exercise your right
That's what credit is all about. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the content that you've seen today. Very informative credit content that you've seen today. Uh, there's many more to come. All you have to do is register to my website that you're gonna see on the screen in a second. Register to that website there. That's where I'm live all the time through my website, not through Facebook, through my website. So you have to register there. Okay. Another way that you can register is by calling this number right here, 203-805-7755. Just say that you want to register and make sure you put your email. We can get in contact with you and I could show you the details on how to register for my Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast that's free online. Okay. This is Carlos Anaya. And now starts the timer for the questions. Gonna be here for about 20 minutes. So if you have any questions, let's go.
So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode number 4. And next week, tune in to episode number 5, which is gonna be about tip number 14. You know that there is not there's more than one credit report. All right, guys, and I'm gonna explain to you all of them on the next episode, episode number 5 of Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast. To register, this is the website where you can register. That's one way that you can register. The other way, again, that you can register is by calling me at the number that you see on the screen. Another way that you can register is by going directly into my website, which you also see on the screen. And the other way that you can register, the final way that you can register, let me look for it for you here. My 855 number, but all you have to do is text the number 8. Text the number 8 to the number that you see on the screen, 855-964-4133. You know, if you want to join, if you want to register to my Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast, you still have time. All you have to do is text the number 8 to the number 855-964-4133. The number 8. No explanation, no nothing. The number 8. When you get the text, you're going to get a text with a link. You click the link. The link is safe, guys, and it's secured. It's safe and it's secure. You click the link, and all you have to do is just register, put your email, your cell phone number, then you're gonna get a code, and then automatically into my Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast portal section, where you're gonna see all my live, current, and past episodes of my podcast. All right. You can also get in contact with me there. And anytime I'm live, that's where I'm going to be live at. You can also ask me questions there. If I missed them, I can see them on the screen and I'll get back to you in 24 hours too. So I hope you enjoyed episode number 5. This is Carlos Anaya signing out. Thank you all for asking the question. I hope my best in answering all your questions. And I hope to see you guys on episode number 5. You have a great day.